Hey guys, it's noon on Monday. So grab your mat. I'm going to grab some water as well. I'm outside at the cabin again today. And today might be a little noisier than we've had in the past. There's no wind, so that's good. We won't have wind blowing through. But the neighbor behind us is apparently decided that today at noon would be a really good time to be like plowing a field and such. So we've got some of that noise going on. Steve is also back today. Planning to burn things and dig holes and some other things. Hi Rachel. Hi Therese. So yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna go up on the edge of my little A-frame here, and I want you to keep in mind it's warm outside today. We're gonna kind of take it as it comes as far as what we want to do. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start seated today. Also, I just got done running for an hour. I did a half marathon on Saturday out here at the cabin. It's my birthday. And I was supposed to be in Wyoming doing the Grand Tetons half in Jackson Hole. Obviously not there, so decided that I would do the virtual route. So I've been talking a little bit about how the virtual races kind of kept me motivated and kept me moving. And for June, I want you just to kind of think about what are those things that help to motivate you, whether it's a virtual race, whether it's you know, in any kind of goal, really. If you want to just feel healthier, if you want to lose a little weight, I never push to the weight loss part because my thought on that is that weight loss happens when it's supposed to happen. If you are eating a healthy diet and you are moving your body, that is going to be kind of a natural side effect of that. And so we want to really look more at the health component, health and strength and fitness and overall well-being. So today let's just find a nice comfortable seat. Now you can be in a chair today. So a lot of the things that we're going to do today because of the heat are things that can easily be done in a chair. We want to stretch, find some strength, and find some peace and calm in the day. So finding that nice comfortable seat, just let your hands settle to your knees. Sit up nice and tall, and if it feels okay for you, feel free to shut your eyes. And just start to let your awareness come to your breath. The in-breath and the out-breath. Just allowing yourself to come inside of yourself. Letting go of those things that might be happening in your space, that might be noisy, or hot, or cold, or uncomfortable. Now, on our next inhale, let's lift our shoulders. Just lift those shoulders up towards your ears and hold them there for a breath. And then exhale, drop them down your back. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, lift those shoulders. This time, hold them again. And then drop them back. Now we're finding nice length in our spine from our tailbone all the way up through the crown of our head. Let our hands come down to the mat. Now tent up those fingers. Ooh, you got the lovely biting flies today. So if you see me swatting, it's not actually part of the sequence, but it does help burn calories, right? So let's plant our left fingertips down in a tent and drop our right hand to the mat. Now as you inhale, let your right arm rise and just allow that right arm to start to naturally float to the left. Allow that right side body to lengthen. Breathe. exhale, release the right hand down. Tempt those right fingertips and inhale the left arm. And let that left arm forward. And breathe. Exhale, release that left hand down. Now bring both arms on an inhale up to the sky. Intertwine your fingers and lift through your palms. Relax your shoulders back. Nice deep breath. Inhale, lift up through those palms, and exhale, release to the left. Inhale back to the top. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the top. Exhale, release forward. Inhale back to the sky. Release your fingertips. Stretch the fingers to the sky. Maybe rotate those wrists one way and then the other. And then we're going to drop into our first twist, letting our left hand fall to our right knee. Walk that right hand behind. Look up, through. The crown of your head. The joys of being outside, right? And let that gaze settle back. Inhale back to the sky. And exhale, drop that twist to the other side. So right hand to left knee, left hand behind. And inhale those fingertips to the sky. Now, as we exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And then to your knees. We're going to take those knees in and we're going to roll to our back. So, letting your knees, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. You're welcome to stay whichever direction feels good for you. We're going to take our knees and roll on to our back, hugging the knees in with you. Let's make some circles. One way and then the other. Go back to the first direction and maybe make those circles a little bigger. I'm going to release my knees so that I can do that. And then switch. And then hug those knees into the chest. Now drop the sole of your left foot down onto the mat. Hug just the right knee in. Now we're going to let that right foot kind of lift toward the sky. You may be in a different place than I am. So I'm going to let that right heel lift toward the sky and lengthen that hamstring. You may be down here a little further. You will know when your hamstring is ready and at its full length. So as I let that right foot lift, if you've got the space, you can reach up for those right toes. Now, let's bring that right knee back into the chest and release the sole of that right foot down onto the mat. I'm just doing a little adjusting, a little bit of a crank in my upper back. So, again, we'll switch sides. So hug the left knee in, so the sole of the right foot is on the mat. Now, you may be in a place where you can stretch out that right leg. I don't have that much flexibility in my hamstrings, so I'm going to keep my foot or my knee bent, and then you can start to lift through that left leg. And again, on this side, if you've got the space, you can reach for those left toes. Hug the knees in. Make some circles again. Hug the knees squarely into your chest and drop both knees. We'll start by dropping them to the left. Your left hand can come on top of that right knee if it feels good. Start to release through that right hip. inhale back to center. And drop both knees to the right and let your gaze fall to the left. Right hand can come on top of that left knee if it feels good. And let's inhale back to center. So we're going to hug those knees in and rock ourselves back up to seated. So just coming back and forth a couple of times, maybe rocking on that spine. And then come on up to seated. And we're going to come around and find all fours. So as we come around to find all fours, let your knees come under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. Plant down through the palms of your hands, press your fingertips into your mat, kind of almost like you're gripping at the mat. Now on an exhale, let the spine rise and the head fall. And an inhale, let the belly fall and the head rise. Go with our breath. And again here, if it feels comfortable, let your eyes close and allow some other movement. So you might want to shift your shoulders back, maybe the hips all to the left and the right. A couple more breaths. And let's turn those toes. Come back to center, turn your toes. Let's press up, finding our first downward facing dog. So press on into the palms. I'm going to walk my hands forward just a bit. As we turn those toes, lift the hips and settle your heels back. Nice, gentle movement here, softening one knee and the other. Now remember, your hands might be on a chair here. That's perfectly acceptable. And let's soften both knees, walk our feet forward, and exhale into forward fold. Now as we come into this forward fold, let our hands come to each elbow. Walk your feet apart about hips width. Soften into your knees. Just allow your body to move from side to side. Letting gravity pull the crown of your head down, lengthening to your spine. Exhale your fingertips to the ground and inhale, reverse your swan dive. Just let those fingers lift. Exhale your hands to your heart. Release your hands to your sides. Let's take a little balance break here. You guys who have been in my classes all know balance is like my least favorite thing. It's especially difficult when you have distractions. So that's why I'm deciding, or why we're going to do a little balance here right now, is because I have a lot of distractions. I have dogs and my husband, and I have my neighbors doing stuff, and I have cars driving by, and I have these lovely horseflies that have decided that I am their favorite snack today. So we are going to attempt a balance pose here. We're going to soften in to the left foot and let our right knee bend. I like to have my hands on my hips. Some of you might like to have your hands out to your sides. Some might have the hands apart. Some of you might like those hands to the sky. So just finding that place where your hands help you with your balance. So we bent the right knee. We're going to turn that right knee out and let the sole of the right foot kickstand against the left. Now as you inhale, see if you can let that right sole rise a bit and breathe. You can always stay in that kickstand. Some of you might be able to bring that foot up further inside the thigh. I am perfectly content down here. Breathe. And let's exhale and release. All right. That went okay, I guess. Let's switch to the other side, so to the right. Let the left foot, or the left knee bend. start to kickstand the sole of that left foot and the inside of the right. And then let that left foot come up. Breathe. And exhale, release. All right. So I'm going to turn to the side again. We're going to do a sun salutation. As we inhale, let those arms rise. As we exhale, soften the knees, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bring those hands down, step back, down dog. Inhale, forward, find your plank. You can drop your knees. I'm going to drop my knees this first time. Hug those elbows in and let your chin and chest fall. Press up through finding your cobra. You might be down here. You might have your toes turned. You might press and lift your chest up. Let's turn those toes, press back kind of through all fours, and then back to your downward dog. And we're going to start by bringing our right foot forward. So soften your right knee, lift that right foot, bring the right foot through. Find a little warrior one. So I'm going to kind of settle to the side of that left foot. Rise those arms up. Find that warrior one. So we're working on bringing those hips forward a little bit. Exhale, hands to the heart. One to either side of that right foot. Step back. Press back. Inhale, forward to plank. Let's hug and release. Press up to cobra. And the toes back to downward dog. And then a warrior one on the other side. So soften that left knee, back up through that left foot, bring it through. Drop that right foot to its side and rise up, find your warrior one. Exhale, release. Let's step that left foot back. Soften one knee and the other. On an inhale, come forward, drop those knees, slide back, find your extended child's pose. On your next inhale, walk your hands back. If hero's pose is comfortable, stay right here. Let our hands come to our sides. Take a couple of nice deep breaths, lengthening out those quads. We're going to come up to standing on our knees. So inhale, come up to kneeling. Now, we're going to do what we call a half camel. It's a nice chest opener. It helps to release through the low back. I'm going to show you a couple of options. We're only going to do the half camel today. So we'll do each side separately. So we'll start with the left hand because it's the easiest one for you guys to see. So as we inhale, we lift up. As we exhale, we start to release that left hand back toward the left heel and reach the right hand to the sky. Now you may have your hand right here in your low back. You might want to widen out your knees a bit. And then let that left hand come down and breathe. Let's inhale, come back through center and switch sides. So I'm just going to let my right hand start to fall back. Left hand can stay to the sky. 3. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, release the hands to the heart. Drop back into that hero's pose. Put your hands hands come to the mat, walk them forward back to your extended child's pose. Now on our next inhale, come back through all fours. Turn your toes, downward dog. Soften both knees, step forward, exhale, forward fold. Reverse that swan dive and rise. Exhale your hands to your heart and to your hips. Now starting from close to the front of your mat, we're going to do a warrior two. Softening first our left knee. So as we soften that left knee, we can pick that foot up and send it back. We're going to take a little time here. Kind of find our space in this warrior two. So the heel of our left is lined up about with the arch of the right. You're standing up nice and tall, so you're feeling length from your tailbone up through your crown, and then softening in that forward knee. So I'm going to keep my hands on my hips here just for a moment, and then let my left hand come to my left knee, my right hand come to my right, and let them rise. Now it does not matter how far you come down into this pose. This is a strength pose. You may have your feet closer together. Sometimes it is easier with your feet further apart. So if you're feeling kind of unbalanced or uncomfortable, you might want to do that. So let's exhale our left hand down our left leg and reach out right hand to the sky and kind of float it over. So inhale back through center. Exhale your right hand to your right knee, float that left arm over. This is all the further I'm going to go today. Remember, you're welcome to bring your elbow down or your hand to the floor if that's a place where your body feels good. Today mine feels good right here. Let's inhale, come back through center. Drop the hands straight in that right leg. Turn the right toes forward. I am going to just turn from the front so that I can keep facing you. I'm going to turn the left toes out, kind of reevaluate the now right arch lining up with the left heel. Soften now into that left knee and bring your arms up. And breathe. Now we're going to exhale and just let that right hand drop back and the left hand rise. Now notice that my forward knee, my left knee, is not out over those toes. Actually, I was just watching saw an ad on Facebook the other day for a yoga thing, and the woman had her knee way out over her toes, which can be a very painful place if you're not careful. Let's inhale back through center. Exhale your left hand to your left knee, reach that right arm over. Remember, we always talk about finding that place that feels good for your body. Let's inhale, come back through center. Straighten that forward leg. Walk your feet together. I'm going to turn sideways. We're going to do another one of my least favorite yoga poses today. It's called the chest expansion. And I have a tendency to have a really tight upper body due to lots of time sitting at a computer. So this is actually a really good pose to help to open up that upper body. So I'm going to bring my feet about little hips width, maybe a little further apart. My hands come to my hips, soften my knees, and release into a forward fold. Bringing the hands to the ground. Now bring the hands to the low back and intertwine your fingers. Exhale, release the crown of your head toward the ground, and inhale, see if you can lift those hands off your low back. And exhale, release, bring the fingers to the ground. walk your hands forward and your feet back. Down. Inhale, drop those knees to the ground. Settle back. Extended child's pose. On our next inhale, come up to all fours, pull your right knee forward. Let's come around first to seated. We're going to first come to that seated place, and then you're going to take your knees with you and roll to your back. So as you come onto your back, this is where we started kind of. We're going to take those knees, bring them in with you, make some circles again. And then allow the soles of your feet to drop to the mat. Now, we have a couple of options here. We're working our way towards Shavasana. I'm going to start with a reclined bound angle just to open up the inner thighs. Since Saturday, I've run 20 miles. So my hips, my inner thighs, they need a little bit of relaxing and stretching. And just allow your gaze to come to the sky. Now you are welcome to stretch those legs out in front of you if that feels good for you. Relax your shoulders. Letting your eyes close if that's comfortable, or just finding that focus. Breathe. Just taking a moment to kind of take inventory of your body. Noticing where things feel relaxed, where you might still be holding on to tension. And if you're finding one of those places where you're still holding on to some tension or negative energy, feel free while we're here to move into that place. Taking another moment or two in your Shavasana. Just allowing your body to relax. If you have time today, you are welcome to stay there. If you need to rejoin, you can start to move your hands. Maybe rotating through the wrists, perhaps moving your feet through your ankles. Letting a knee at a time come in towards your chest. Hugging those knees in one more time. Nice deep breath. And allowing yourself slowly and gently to find your way to seated. As you find your way to seated, find a comfortable place and just allow your hands to settle to your knees. If your eyes are closed, just let them stay closed for a moment, softening your gaze behind those closed eyes. Feeling your breath rise and fall. And today with 3 nice deep cleansing breaths, bringing that breath in and letting it go, and bringing it in and letting it go, and one more time, bringing it in and letting it go. Let your hands come to your heart, whether that's crossing them or bringing them to prayer. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live in peace. May you have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're watching this later, thank you so much for finding time in your day, whether it's at noon or whether it's at 4 p.m. or whether it's at 9 o'clock at night, to find time to stretch your body. Thank you. Have a great Monday.